up on a Monday? Back from Arizona, from the desert, from CFESA, and I'm sporting my new hat that came in while I was away. So be prepared to start seeing more of these license plates all over New York City. And Lisa just threw up across the bottom, as you'll see. Text. Very important. I just actually sent out a blast text reminding everybody of the Rich Malachi special discount through my community. So please text 201-485-5159. Get the Rich Malachi early bird special discount. It's tickets are starting to sell. So very excited about that. And lots to get fired up about. Before we get started,
I just wanted to mention that I think that people got really excited about being together at CFESA conference, and that's why people are buying FedCon tickets because it's going to be pretty lit.
I think it's going to be. Yeah, and I just lots of amazing response of people reaching out through text, email, LinkedIn, just different places, and saying how much they enjoyed it. We were just on a little meeting with XOI, Josh and I, and Amanda and Tyler were there, of course, and more kind words. Just Amanda saying, honestly, you guys were super inspiring on that stage. I mean, she was like, I wanted to get out of my seat and say amen or whatever she was saying. I guess it was good delivery. I can't wait to rewatch it and see what we actually said.
I am currently working on it, and I have to piggyback off of that. While I'm watching this, I'm actually being very inspired myself.
Really? So it came out good?
It's coming out awesome. I'm 20 minutes into the almost 55-minute full talk, or maybe an hour full talk. So it's great.
We went the full length. I mean, we talked for about 25, 30 minutes, and then the rest was all question.
And I know that's actually something you wanted to be fired up about today, but I definitely wanted to add that you guys had such great participation in terms of questions and in the crowd, and people were really hyping you up. So everyone felt it.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, it felt good to be up there. I always get nervous with the build up and the lead too, but once I get up there, it just pours out of me. So I'm looking forward to rewatching it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So fired up though. On a Monday, if you're here, by all means, jump in. I don't know. I can't see who's where or who's doing anything, but if you're here, jump in the comments. If you're live with me, be part of the conversation. If you're on the replay, by all means, jump in. We will still see your comments. We'll still be able to communicate and reply. But I want to talk about the rewind, the CFESA conference rewind, and try to go through some of the things that just stick out in my mind. One of the big things I think we stepped right into out of the gate was in the service agents meeting. And all throughout the conference, it was a lot of talk about just supply chain logistics and the back-ordered parts and what we're all doing and how we can help each other get through these times, because a lot of talk is like, listen, a lot of this is not going to go away until 2023. And when in 2023 is anyone's guess. We've known there's back order parts. I mean, I go to my board now. I could pull up all these, 14, 15, 16, 17, whatever, how many guys. A lot of these guys have about 10 calls, close to 10 calls under their names, all suspended. That's well over 100 calls of customers just waiting for parts to come in. What do we do? That's what a big thing was. One of the things were, other service companies out there. Obviously, we have the big parts distributor, Parts Town, where we all get most of our parts from. However, they're out of stock. Why are they out of stock? Because the manufacturer's out of stock. Why is the manufacturer out of stock? Because their supply chain has a big kink in it because of obviously the pandemic and things are still trying to be caught up. And there's a million things, going on. There's no one to really blame except it was just the state of the world and the way things are unraveling now, and the world's blowing up. But one of the things was aside from Parts Town, there's hundreds of service companies across the country that do stock parts. We are one of them. If we could be of any assistance to anybody, reach out to me. It takes 2 seconds to check stock for you. So, we stock a lot of Well-Built, a lot of Middleby brands. So we have tons of Frymaster, Garland, Cleveland. We have a lot of Groen, Randell. We have a lot of Turbo Chef, Merry Chef. We have a lot of Jade. We have a lot of Pitco and Blodgett. We have a lot of parts. So if we could be of assistance, you could reach out here. And then they were saying, where do we go? What else do we do? Who else do we connect with? Who can we see? How do we find these parts with the within the service companies, right? Within the service companies. So reach out to the service network. And then they said, well, how do we do that? Should we set up an email? Should we set up something like that? I know one guy from Spark Service Company, Spark, mentioned about a WhatsApp, starting to use maybe like a WhatsApp chat for CFESA. I think these are all great ideas. And then someone mentioned a Facebook group. And I just was sitting there going, hello, right here. We've been doing it for 4 years. It's going down. So go to the Food Equipment Digital Disruptors on Facebook. Go to the Fed group. Go to Facebook, type in the Fed group, FEDD. Join for free and begin connecting and networking. There it is. And begin connecting and networking with other people in the industry. I sold the Merry Chef parts through here. I've sold Garland parts. I just sold a Hatco booster that was 480 volt units sitting in my warehouse for a couple of years, however many years was down there. Customer canceled. We were stuck with it. Turns out someone in the group sells a boatload of 480 volt units to schools that they work with. Well, I got that out the door and put some money back in the bank instead of it just sitting there collecting dust. So start utilizing that now. And I will say this, with Fed membership that is going to be coming down the line, there's going to be a message board that we are going to really, I think, in my mind right now, dedicate to a food equipment service, aka food equipment marketplace, where you'll be able to post whatever you want to sell, see what's out there, stock, and it will definitely evolve. This is just the beginning stages. So get ready for the Fed membership in that sense. It's going to be something that will be very, very, very valuable down the line. Excited for that. So go to thefedgroup.com right now and check that out if you want. The message board's not there. Just go check it out. I don't know. But again, back to supply chain stuff. A lot of talk about that, right? What else was going down at CFESA? There was obviously the talk that we just, Josh Solon and I, a lot of talk with that. There was some talk about disruption, of course, and innovation. Tyler in the building. Hey, Tyler, I think I just saw you. Our team loved our first CFESA conference. It was awesome to get insights from service contractors. XOI is fired up to support techs in the field and increase value with each customer. Yeah, and this is something that's going to be ongoing as we get to FedCon, right? So XOI is going to be in the building. We'll hopefully see Tyler and Aaron and Amanda. We're going to talk technology. It's not just about digital branding and marketing. It's also about technology, the Internet of Things as such. So, yeah, Tyler, I'm glad you enjoyed it though. And a lot of conversations on digital branding and media from many people. Obviously, what is it doing for you? How is it impacting your business? When you see the talk and you see the asses in seats in that room, I think that's going to be an indicator. Josh said, hey, if you've seen Rich is Fired Up, stand up. If you've seen my podcast, stand up. More than half the room stood up. I mean, that's an indicator right there. People are watching. Not to mention so many people coming up to me throughout that conference that I had no idea were watching, and they're watching. So it's very imperative to our business now and for the future. I feel like there's also an accountability factor for me too, because I'm saying a lot of things, when you put things out to the world, people will call you on it, and I want to be the best. I want to be the best at the communication in the industry. And we have a long way to go. We have a lot of work to do. But that's what I want. Care is communication all day long. So we're a service company, but we're also a technology and communications company, and I want to make that known when we have our meetings here internally for sure. Um, it's going to be everything, communicating to the customer. But yeah, what else is going on, Lisa? Anything else over there?
Oh, I was just looking at the scrolling text, and I want people to just know that there is an extra discount on the early bird ticket if you join the text community. Sorry, that
Yeah,
thought popped into my head because I'm reading that and I'm like, oh, the early bird ticket. Yeah, you can get that on the fedcon.com website.
yeah,
But this is extra.
it's extra. It is extra. Um, yeah, and just and talking too about getting professional and getting serious. I not that I don't not that, I don't want to say that I'm not serious or professional about our business, but we're just moving into a different place. And I had a lot of conversations as well at CFESA with guys that have done it, and just sitting down and talking with them about where we are, where we're headed, and the things that need to be put in place for what's to come. And we have to be prepared for what's to come, because obviously I'm not stopping. And I'm going to keep lifting my team up, and we're not going to stop, and we're going to keep adding great people, and we're going to keep doing great things. So I just need to. I know one of the things I'm going to need to really do. We have handbooks. We got to drill down the handbook a little bit more. We got to get some more things in place, and actually have meetings and go over these things. So the technicians and all the people of the company, so we know exactly what's what and why these things are here. As we grow, we have to keep our eye on everything. It's been, and I put a post out about mistakes. There's going to be a lot of mistakes. There's already been mistakes, and we're gonna keep making them, and that's how we're gonna get better. But we also want to try to avoid some. So, I'm learning a lot as I go. There's a lot of incidences and things that have happened over the last 12 months that have made me go, we got to put something in place for this. And one of the things as well at the conference, and I don't know where a lot of people stand on this. I'm on the fence, but Smart Care put on a nice presentation about dash cams in vans, not just forward facing out, but inward facing, that has their camera on the tech. And it was an eye opener watching some of these. They actually put some videos up showing, technicians driving down the road and different instances that have caused accidents. You've seen one guy falling asleep. You've seen another guy texting. You see another guy just going about his business driving, and a car makes a turn out of the intersection, not their fault. The car's fault, and smashes into the truck. I mean, there's so many things to gain from this, and it's, when you look at it from a business perspective, you look at workers' comp claims and premiums and all those things going up, and so from the business perspective, but also from a safety perspective, maybe letting the technician understand, not that, and this is key. Like, no one's sitting in an office watching you drive. At least to my knowledge, I didn't gather that. It's not like you have teams of people sitting here going, okay, let's see what Tom, Phil, and Bill are doing now. Are they eating their lunch while they drive? Like, I don't think that's occurring. I don't really think that's what it's for.
They mentioned it. It's kind of like Ring, where you only get a notification if something occurs.
Yeah, it's like a true incident.
Yeah, it only saves the recording if something happened.
There you go. So something major, some kind of event that's going to happen, that's going to, make which we see on GPS. I mean, I have it on GPS. I could see my guys, if there's incidents all day. I mean, if the guy's braking really hard or making harsh turns, like, we'll get alerts. You'll get an alert for that. But this is for like the major things that they're talking about. And listen, when you have, I think they have 800. They said 800 technicians and growing. That's just a much different scale, much different level. You have to have these things in place. I mean, you have to. There's no way around it. And I think most will understand that this is not about watching you. This is about keeping the company, on the up and up and safe from lawsuits and different things that, you want to protect your company too. You work for this company. I would imagine if you work for a company, you want it to succeed. You want the people there to do well. You want everything to go right. You want things to be good because that means it's going to be good for you. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. You're rooting for your team. So I was always on the fence with it, but after watching that, it made a little bit more sense to me. It's just one of those things. When before we had GPS in the vans, the guys were like, "Oh, you don't trust us." Oh, it was never about trust. It's not about trust. It just keeps everything. First of all, it keeps everybody, it keeps us all honest. We all know where we are, but it's our vehicles out there, and we could use these things to help us, especially with not just with safety, but with the customers. Oh, your tech wasn't here. We have GPS reports showing things. We have to use those sometimes. So I think that is absolutely something to look at for the future as we get serious and professional, right? That's one thing to definitely look at. And what happens when accidents happen? What's the right protocol? What happens if somebody gets into an accident in your company and they flee the scene? There's got to be a law of the company of what goes down, what's consequences, what's going to happen. There's got to be these different things in place to ensure that the company is okay. The health of the company, the greater good of the company is always what matters. It's never about me or one person or anything. It's about the greater good of the company. And that's what I'm really looking at as being serious and professional going forward and putting systems and procedures in place. I got a, not really a book, but I'm typing up stuff on ideas and thoughts and things that I need to implement very soon. But also, fedcon.com. I interrupt this program for a very special message. Please see the 201-485-5159 scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Go over to fedcon.com and get your early bird ticket. But if you text that number, I can get you an even deeper discount.
I have another comment here to bringing you back to that subject. Jason says, Maliki is also going to need brand guideline standards with the growth you are seeing. Processes in place for consistency make things easier. I agree.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah, I don't. That's something I'm going to have to sit down and look at too. There's just so much. But yeah, we want to be consistent with our delivery, with everything we're doing. And I obviously, I have to be so much more careful with the things I say and do, more than ever before. And I did have a conversation. Obviously no names mentioned here, but I also had a conversation that someone may or may not have been very pleased or happy with a lot of the stuff that I do say from time to time, in the vein of manufacturer service partnerships and things of that nature, and I take all these things to heart. I take every comment that people give me, honestly, and I probably overthink every one of them, but that's just me. And not necessarily in a bad way or anything like that. I want to make sure I'm doing right by the industry. I want to make sure I'm doing right by the people. And this is a very unique situation, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very unique situation that I've put myself in. As so many people, as I'm walking by, going, this is the face of the food equipment service industry. This is the face. If that's true, I'm sorry it's not more handsome. But if that's true, there's a lot of weight here on these shoulders to do the right thing, and to make sure that I am not saying things out of bounds, saying things that aren't true. And when we look just when we look at the service side of it, I'm a service guy. That's where I grew up in the business. This is what I know. And, to touch on that point, I'm not trying to bash manufacturers ever. It's not about bashing them. I'm not angry. Maybe anger is misinterpreted for passion because it's passion. When you look at the structuring, and that's kind of what I was talking to him about, the structuring of these manufacturer service partnerships, they just haven't changed. Nothing's changed, and I think there's still the same mindset from that side of the room that there's all these benefits, and there are benefits. I said I value the hell out of my manufacturer partnerships. We are well built to the end. Middleby brands, Pitco, Blodgett, Magic, I mean, you name them to the end. We do whatever we have to do for our manufacturer partnerships, right? Unified brands. Shout out to Joe White, Scott Sandler. I saw those guys at CFESA. Had a nice little conversation in the back of the room. But things have to change. And that's kind of what this was. It was about impact change. And I let this person know I get a lot of phone calls, a lot of text messages, and a lot of emails on this exact topic. What are we doing, Rich? How are you still? Are you at street rate with anything? I really don't divulge too much about what we're paid or what we're not paid. Obviously, that's something I think you have to work with on your own. But I think collectively as an industry, there is a shift that's happened. You see it from all angles, but then when it came to these partnerships, it was kind of stagnant and things weren't moving. Like I said, we lost territories, we lost part sales. That foot in the door thing is out the door thing now. I mean, we have our own feet in the door. I'm going to customers that are already my customer. Very chain driven, national chain accounts. I mean, that's where we're hanging our hat. We're in dozens and dozens of schools and hospitals, and oftentimes we're getting sent to a location that we don't want to go because it's not going to be my customer. We know who our customers are. We know our strategy. We know our business, and where we're headed with it. So that was really it. I wasn't trying to bash anyone or anything like that. I just think it needs to be redesigned. Things need to be redesigned and fair to market. We don't make money on the part. Part sales are gone unless we are working on a street rate service ticket, and we're able to sell that pump and motor, or we're able to sell that convection motor and wheel, or we're able to sell that high limit and that thermostat. There's no profitability. On what, $75 an hour? $85 an hour? No. So I mean, that's really the conversation. I'm not mad. I just want to create change. I just want to create a positive change, because everyone's like quality of service. We want quality of service. Well, if you talk to all these service companies, they're going to tell you that they're much more inclined to move faster for that $125, $135 an hour rate that they are getting on the street. But their $99 trip charge or whatever the trip charge is, and then they're selling the part. I mean, that's where the profitability is. Not doing an $85 an hour thing with 50 cents a mile. These are the things that are going down within these service companies. These are the thoughts, and I see, if you ask for a raise, they go, oh, we can only give you 2% or whatever it might be, whatever. So I don't know. But yet I'm getting letters of these 8 to 10% parts increases. So, we're looking at things, we're seeing things. You have to understand we're going through it too. Our labor rates, our payroll, and you look at across the country, it's not just in New Jersey, New York area, they're skyrocketing. And there's various reasons for that. Conversation for another day. But these are the things that need to be looked at. And again, I've had these conversations last week with a dozen different people. And that's what it was all about. So it wasn't, I'm not trying to bash. I'm not trying to be angry. I'm not trying to say anything negative about it. It's just, this is a real factual, real life situation in our industry and needs to change.
You are like Galileo trying to convince everyone that the sun is the center of the galaxy.
Galileo.
So that's what you are to me in my head.
Well, I'll take it. Yeah. I mean, I won't belabor the point, but I'm hoping that we do continue these conversations, because times are changing, things are moving, and if there's not open, honest conversations, we won't be able to do anything about it. So there's that. Back from CFESA, 25 minutes in on this fired up on a Monday. I don't know what happened. It's like 100 degrees in this room all of a sudden. Oh, hey, listen, I used a forklift today. First time I ever drove a forklift. What do you think?
I think it's incredible. Because I want to try to use the forklift the next time I'm in over at Service Masters.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I mean, the truck driver couldn't have been more nice. I mean, I've never met a nicer truck guy that deliver. I've never met a nicer guy
What?
doing that.
We have
Yeah.
such nice drivers here in Bayonne. Remember that one guy?
I know we've had some nice guys. This guy was like on a whole other level. He was like, "Oh, it's, you got it. It's just like driving a little go-kart. You could do it. Come on, you got it." And he was helping me, like he was like, "Yeah, you got to keep going a little more, a little more." So getting those arms in there.
Did it feel like a go-kart?
No.
No, I can't imagine.
No.
Do you want to tell folks about what the other stuff we did in terms of FedCon, so that we went over to the Omni?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we did go over to the Omni in our little visit to the West Coast and got to walk the property and take a look at some of the rooms. The Valencia lawn, kind of determined we were going to have the big dinner for the second night. And yeah, I mean, we shot a little video, got some
You were
footage.
keeping it all to yourself for a while, and now the team, the rest of the team has seen the resort, and it's incredible. It is actually really, really beautiful.
It's a nice resort.
You did really a good job picking it.
Hey, second time was a charm out there.
Oh, Jeff says he never got to ride a bike. Well, I rode a bike over there at the wigwam 2 or 3 times. And Janine, if Janine is watching, she wanted to kill me because I made her ride all the way to Starbucks.
Uh-oh.
Which was a 6-minute bike ride, apparently a little bit uphill, and she may or may not have needed an oxygen tank after.
Well, it's that elevation and that heat.
It was really hot though. Jeff, we'll do a bike ride next time. Wherever we are, I'm sure we'll find a bike or a scooter.
Yeah, there's bikes everywhere. So it's a beautiful property. I invite you all to go to fedcon.com and check out what's going on. You could click on the hotel link and book your room as well, and even take a look around and see what the site looks like. It's going to be an experience. I mean, there's so much that's gonna be going on in those couple of days that, when you leave there, if you were at CFESA conference and you enjoyed what Josh and I had to say, then just wait and see what's going to go down here. Mark Schulman, Ryan McCarty. I mean, we got some big names coming. I'm going to be working on some new agenda. So I have to reach out to a couple of people on some panels that I'm going to put together. I mean, we're going to discuss the hot topics, the things I'm just talking about. We got to talk service manufacturer partnerships. We got to talk about some of this stuff and put it out in the open. It's got to happen. So we understand what's at stake. We have customers to take care of, and they are a mutual customer in many respects. So we're going to dive into a lot of that stuff, as well as the marketing and the branding. And it's going to be good food. It's going to be good people. And you're not going to want to have FOMO.
And because this is probably my only chance to talk to you this week, let's put it on our list, on our board, that panel should be the next thing that we solidify and put out on the agenda. I think that should be on our plan.
Yes, I have a rep, a young lady I'm going to reach out to. We'll get it going. I have to see what I'm going to do with that. So yeah, I mean, I think we're going to want to have reps there, dealers there, service guys. We're going to want to have this a full panel full of people ready to speak and speak their truth and have their voice heard. And don't forget sponsorships. Listen, sponsorships are open. We would love to lock you into some. We already have a few locked in. We're going to be putting some things together and making some announcements to some of those sponsorships. There's only one premiere, I believe. If you want that premiere, it's going to go. But we are talking with someone right now. But it's still right now. It's still open. So.
The sponsorship for the DeLorean is now taken, so sorry about that, guys. That was a very cool creative sponsorship. That one, I'll make an announcement for that soon. And don't forget, aside from the sponsorships that you see on the FedCon website, you can sponsor a dinner, a breakfast, a lunch, etc. That's also available.
Absolutely. Yes, the DeLorean is taken. That's going to be a cool one. Remember, we mentioned the DeLorean is going to be on the Valencia lawn, opening night, opening reception. Plenty of content opportunities, lots of pictures and video going to be going down. It's what we do. It's what we do. We got to put that behind us. I had someone come up to me at CFESA conference and go, "Hey, Rich, I wanted to come up to you and say some, say hello and everything, but the camera was always running." I mean, listen, if you don't want to be on the camera, just say, turn it off. But I'm not going to put you on if you don't want to be on. We're respectful. We got respect for the game, but we got to get away. We got to change that. I also wanted to just, before I jump off this, my man Nick Cribb, shout out to Sam Service down in Georgia. If you're not familiar with them, go check out Sam Service. You can Google them up, and they're doing it right down there. I can tell you that. Nick, Jimmy, San, they're doing good things, good people. But Nick had a great question. Rich, I don't want to be in the limelight. I don't want to have a podcast. I don't want to have a live show. I don't want to do any of the things you're doing. But I want to market our company. I love showing our new vans and our warehouse and, showing the services we do and all these different things. And my answer was self-awareness. You have to be self-aware of what you want. Just because I'm doing it this way doesn't mean you have to do it this way. I have different reasons for the things I'm doing. It's not just Malky and Service Masters. It's not just service company business. There's other businesses at play that I'm trying to build. But again, it all connects back to these companies that create opportunities for more service work, for more installation work. Jumping in.
I really need to add to that. Just because people say pictures speak 1,000 words, but video speaks what, 1,000,000?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't disregard that a picture or a blog post will still be able to get your brand out there. You don't have to do video if you're not comfortable with video. Like you're saying, there are so many facets to digital marketing, social media, that you can do just photos of your van, let's say, or just photos of equipment, or do simple text in blog posts and things like that. So I just wanted to make that point.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, it's your journey. It's your company. It's your business. It's up to you. The number one thing with all of it is consistency. You just can't do it on a Tuesday in October and then not do it again until a Thursday in December. That's the thing. You can't be, there's no such things as halfway crooks. I don't know if that plays here, but you got to be all in, basically. You got to be super committed to whatever it is, whatever media strategy you go for. And maybe you throw some video stuff in there. Again, it doesn't have to be you. Maybe you got a rock star in your organization that's like, I love this company. I've been here for this long. I'm down. I'll do a video. Let them do a video. Why not? Show the people. Maybe it doesn't even have to be them. Maybe you could hire an actor. I don't know. Maybe there's nobody in it and you're just having B-roll of people that are kind of in the background and you're showing the office and business and there's words coming across the screen that are telling a story with music. There's a lot of different things you could do. Again, there's no right or wrong. You just got to do it and get consistent. And that's what this is all about. Every day. It's not easy. There's time. It's not easy, but there's time. We all get the same 24. What you choose to do with those is up to you. And I'm going to end it right there. That's a fired up on a Monday. Yeah, back from CFESA, ready to go full steam ahead. Finish the fourth quarter real strong. Service Masters New York in the building. If you're in Long Island, come by. Stop by the building. Come say hello, have some coffee, and let's chat. If you're in New York City, you want to come by, that door is unlocked. It's open. Come through. And same for Jersey. I just don't know when and where I'm going to be there. I'm putting a schedule together, though. I think I'm going to do 3 days here, 2 days in Jersey, maybe vice versa. And eventually, as I put things together, I won't have to come as much. That's it for Fired Up on a Monday. Stay well. Keep grinding. Keep doing your thing. Happy Halloween. The holidays are on the way. Beautiful time of year. Stay blessed. and I hope to see you mañana.